Hello. Get my brother Gary up here. But interesting time to talk here. Just waiting for my brother. Apparently Gary's got the ice cream man in front of his house, so he'll probably come in on a little bit. So we had talked about yesterday. I was actually really busy coming around and doing stuff out here in Philly. Um, Potential of a person gonna go to probably sell them a house and you know doing that now. So, but no, just chilling. I'm just out here in up in Philly, Mark, and you know how it is. It's getting cooler up here, so that's good. It's not like San Antonio where it's still like 95 degrees outside. It's starting to get into hoodie weather. I can't wait. So it's really cool out here. But yeah, I was gonna talk to Gary. We're gonna talk about something that's happening right now, I think, and with Corona being the way it is, and everybody kind of talking about unemployment and how things are getting structured right now, and stimulus is not yet there yet politically. So people are hurting right now, and I think what's gonna happen is start to happen is they're going to start seeing a lot more foreclosures or people get into a pre-foreclosure setup. And one of those things that we're trying to prevent is from people to go into foreclosure because just the amount of stress it causes and everything. And a couple of our family members have gone through foreclosure, and it's not pretty, and it takes a long time, and it's just really hard to get out of it. And they say the foreclosure stuff after 7 years it gets off your record, but it really never kind of does get off your record. It's always there. So we're trying to make sure that everybody has a good working knowledge of what they can expect from that process, and in certain ways that we can do to get them out of that situation. And we try to. There's a lot of different avenues to do it, but like I think the one thing is we've talked about this before, that you don't know what you don't know, and a lot of people get in a situation where they're behind in payments and they can't afford the mortgage, and they're just like, oh, we're gonna lose a house. I don't know what to do. We're just gonna have to lose it, and then we're gonna start from over and start from scratch. But knowing what we know now, and how things work, and what you can do legally, obviously not something illegally, but legally that you can do is there's a lot of different ways you can do it. And I think people, if they wanted to reach out and contact us, or if you knew somebody that was in that situation, I think that'd be better for them to actually reach out to us, and we can kind of walk them through the steps. And it's something that, like, it's not fun, obviously it's not a good situation to be in, but it's something that you can't get out of. A lot of times, we, like I said, we have family members that have gone through foreclosure, and and so you feel like there's nobody there for you. It's just kind of like the bank's going to take the house and we can't do anything for it. But there's a lot of ways you can do, a lot of things you can do.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Gabriel said it best one time. He was like, knowing what I know now, like he goes, how many people I could help, how many, when he was younger, how many people he could have helped, knowing what he knows now. And I think you said it, I think it was either you or Gerard said it, nobody should go through foreclosure. Like, especially knowing what I know now. Like, this is brand new to me. And I was just telling Gabriel this like a couple hours ago. I was like, dude, like the process in which like you figure things out, like especially for our company, it's really amazing. And
Yeah.
it's amazing because like it's always fun to know to learn something, right? It's always fun to
Yeah.
learn something. So
Yeah.
like every time I see him work, I'm like, I learned something. I'm like, dude, that's crazy. And then when I
Yeah.
learned about this, about no one has to foreclose on a house, I was like, what? Like, no one
Yeah.
tells you. No one tells you there's other options.
Yeah.
No one tells you that.
No, and like I said, you kind of feel alone. Like, when you get the call, like even from one of our brothers, it happened to, they had got foreclosed on, and it's like you hear him talk about it, and it's like, dude, they're still alone. Like, they have no options, they have no way to go, and there's nobody there to help them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can't go to another bank and say, "Hey, I need money." They're obviously saying, "Well, you're in foreclosure status," or you try to sell it. "Oh, sorry, your house is foreclosed on. You can't sell it now."
This
Like,
is not, it's not true. Like the options are there, and I think like
yeah,
I said that in like one of the MoBros talks too. I've said it.
yeah,
I think I say it all the time now. I'm like, you're never stuck between a rock and a hard place. You're
yeah,
never stuck, especially with us. Like when it comes to us, like I'm
yeah,
saying, like the Gabriel freaks me out sometimes. I'm like, I'll tell him like, hey man, this happened, this happened. That's it. Dude, that's all we can do. He's like, all
yeah,
right, well, we tried. I was like, okay. And then he calls
yeah,
me back
yeah,
20 minutes. He's like, Gary, why don't we try this? Like, why don't we try to
yeah,
do that? Okay.
yeah,
He's like,
yeah,
what happened? I'm like, where did that come from? Because I
yeah,
thought we were done. I was like, wait, no
yeah,
more thinking for us. But he's like,
yeah,
nah, I thought about it for 20 minutes, and I think
yeah,
we can do it this way, and it would still work for our benefit.
yeah,
Of
yeah. And
course,
there's always different ways.
it sounds like a
Yeah,
really good idea. Like it freaks me out.
yeah. No, there's always a ways to do it. There's always a ways to get around things. And situationally, how it works for us. And we always do it when we do it, we kind of like think about how, what was the best solution? What can we do to make it the easiest way and the fastest, to make it less complicated, and go, just have a strategy and go and push forward to it. I don't think we sometimes have to change it just because, we don't maybe know all exactly every single variable that is in the deal, you know what I mean, associated with it. But, it's hard sometimes with the seller. You're trying to ask them all these questions and they're like, I don't
Yeah,
know. And I don't know. And so it's kind of like, we try to figure that out. But it's just one of those things. I can see it on the horizon. I think when this is going to come in, and there's going to be a lot more of these foreclosures coming in. And I've heard people talk, and people I thought that were in great financial shape talk about how they're in forbearance, and how they can't make the mortgage right away, and they're hoping things clear up by the end of the year.
yeah, and it would like you don't hear a lot of that talk in San Antonio and or in Texas. I don't think a lot because we're open the way we're open. Not many states are open like the way we're open, but also too like you gotta figure the kind of people you're dealing with when it comes to Texans. You know what I mean? Like we just don't share that. We don't tell people we're struggling. We don't tell people, oh, we need help. We don't, you know what I mean? And it's unfortunate, because as I get older, I realize that I forgot what I told, but I was like, I'm getting older and I realize that I can't I can't do everything by myself. I can't. Like it's really hard. And uh I need help. And like
Yep.
now as I'm getting older, I realize like yes, it's okay to ask for help. It's
Yep.
okay to not be able to make it sometimes because not everybody's able to make it. And I think
Yep.
that once people realize that, look, it might come to a shock to your ego or to your, how you were raised or whatever. But I think that if you would just allow people to realize like, hey, I need help, you could find the help you need without really, searching too far. I think people, you know, people get the best of people, you know what I mean? Like they get the best of themselves. And I think that
Yep.
you gotta go like you gotta be the better person and get over yourself and just ask somebody for help. Like if you're in that kind of situation right now, currently with these times, especially with these times, I would, and you still want to live under that roof. I think you should contact somebody like us. You know what I mean? Like you don't
Yep.
have to be us, but you have to contact somebody that way your credit stays good. You stay in that house, and you could almost start fresh from there, which is really impressive.
Yep. I think starting over is one of those things. It's always hard to start over, obviously, but at least you can, because I
Yeah.
tell a lot of times when you get a foreclosure, and I see it too as a landlord, and when I look at people's credit
Well,
scores.
especially with Philly, right? You said Philly, like it's getting a little dicey over there.
Yeah, it's getting really tough. I see a lot of squatters coming into play, which means that nobody's paying rent,
Yeah.
and the process could take a while, could take months. You know what I mean? And meanwhile, you're not getting paid your rent, and you're not getting paid mortgage, and you're shelling out money for legal fees and things like that. So yeah, people are like, look, I just want it off my hands. I want to get rid of it. and they understand. Look, I can't. This is not sustainable for them, so they end up getting out of it. You know, but you know, I don't know if it's background noise or anything, Gary, if you can hear me, but
I'm good. I'm good.
yeah. But I think a lot of it is us just trying to help. You know, and I think that's probably our best bet to do. Especially here in San Antonio, in Philadelphia, whatever. It's just something that we can do to help people out. You know.
No, yeah, yeah. No, I can hear you fine. You're actually, this is way better
Okay.
than last. Way better. There's
Okay.
no stuttering at all. It's not even a pause. There's no like I hear you the whole
uh,
time. So no,
okay.
but I think that like I'm telling you, man, like you see it all the time. These people, that was horrible things. I don't know why I said that. Not these people, but I see it all the time. I hear it a lot too. It's like the people think that like oh, don't worry about. I can fix it myself. I can fix it myself, and it's like, dude, in these times, that's why we're so happy when Trump gave us money. That's why we're so happy that people that got unemployment got that extra $600. You know what I mean? That's why people were so happy because they were given they were given help without asking for it. It's like that's
Yeah.
fine, but when it's time to ask for help, you need to ask for help. Like you shouldn't be
Yeah.
afraid. And I think that, like I said, man, our company, like there's legit we have legitimate like stories about how we've helped people, like and how we're
Yeah.
currently helping people and how we're like less like we're stress-free agents. Like that's what we do. We go out there
Yeah.
and and help
Yeah.
people with less stress. And I think it's very important for
Yeah.
our business. It's also very important for everybody else. Like what you want to do, you want to go out there, you want to help somebody. Whether it's you make them smile or you don't let them go into debt. Either
I think
way.
the Yeah. I think the best part is you're not alone, and we help you through it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And there's a lot of us. There's four of us. You know what I mean? And we do this is it's not our full time jobs. You know, like we have full time jobs
Yeah.
doing other things. But we still make the time for people to talk to people, to go to visit people, and to tell them like you're not alone. Like and you're not the first person this ever happened to. Like this
Yeah.
is something that you people go through, and we get you through it. And that's all it is. And that's why I made it that initiative to like start just busting foreclosures. You know what I mean? Like this is not. It's not. Yeah, the bank has a purpose. They understand that you're not making a mortgage. They have to
Yeah.
take back their asset. That's what they do. It's a bank. That's what banks do.
Yeah.
And it's nothing against them. You know what I mean? But it's something that like we can help you with. Like we can help you through it and figure out a pathway out without having have so much stress. And again, you won't be alone.
Yeah.
And
And
Gabriel talked about it too. He had a neighbor right in front of him that just got caught up in late payments and had to foreclose her house. And he's like, man, if I would have just known, like if I would have known what they're, if there's that situation, I could have helped them. But then it was
yeah.
like a day too late. The bank was coming and they're taking the property back. But it was
Yeah.
just like one day too late. And he was like, man, I wish I could have done something. And that's the same thing. You know,
Yeah.
um, maybe nobody wants to talk about it. Maybe nobody wants to share how bad their situation is. But
Yeah. And I
you,
think that's a real thing. I really do think that's a real thing. It's real for me. I hear it a lot, especially in like, people I know, households. Like, my household was one of those households too for a while, where it was just like, don't tell anybody about what's going on with us because I don't want people to know. It's like that's
yeah,
fine, but what if you told somebody and then somebody gave you some information like, hey, I know
yeah,
these guys that help with pre-foreclosures, that help
yeah,
people get out of back taxes, that help people get out of late payments on the
yeah,
mortgage, that help people do
exactly.
that. He's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I heard it on a live one time, or I heard it on a story when I saw it on one of their stories. Like they
Yeah,
help, MoBros help. And I think that
yeah,
what you did today, like I don't know, I read that busting foreclosures thing on the website
yeah,
today, and
yeah,
I was man, that was so needed.
yeah,
Like that type of information was so needed right now because it
yeah,
is a difficult time for some people, but also it's like you don't have to go through a difficult time. You don't. You could start all over, brand new, fresh, and we can help you out with that. And it's really it's really interesting if you just allow people to give you a little bit of information because you give them a little bit of information. Like, hey man,
yeah,
it's a rough time right
yeah.
now. It's a rough time. My house, I don't know. I haven't made a payment
Yeah.
in 2 months. It's like, oh, whoa, wait, what's going
Yeah.
on, bro? You know, hey, I know
Yeah.
these guys. I know these guys that can help out. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
may not be able to. He goes, look, they're not looking to buy your house. They're not looking to take over your house. They're looking to
Yeah.
help you. They want to
Yeah.
help you, and they can help
Yep.
you. You know what I mean? I think that I think realtors. This is probably speaking out of turn, but I think a lot of
Yeah.
like, but I think a lot of people in the business. I would say that in the business, I don't want to single anybody out, but a lot of people
Yeah.
in the business are selfishly trying to you know provide better for their lives, which is okay. I mean, everybody does, right? Essentially, everybody's trying to get better in life, and
Yeah.
money helps that, and I think that's understandable. But I think when I see y'all, like I'm telling y'all, I see it firsthand, like the way y'all think and the way y'all operate, and like it's all individual. No, we're not the same person, but we're the same kind of people. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's always interesting to me to see how y'all operate and how it's never about,
Yeah.
well, how much does it cost and how much is this, and it's never. I never
Yeah.
you don't hear that until towards the end where we're really kind of deciding.
You're like, where the risk really comes in, the
Yeah, where the
daydreaming
risk really
stops. And
comes
we're
in.
like, okay, well,
Like,
how much, how risky is this thing to do,
exactly, and like the first thing out of like Gerard's mouth and your mouth and Gabriel's mouth really is is well, how can we help them? What do they need? What do they need? What like that's always the first thing. What do they need?
And, and not just what they need, like, what do they need today?
Exactly. It's
What
really
do you need
impressive.
today?
It impresses me because like you don't see that a lot. You don't see people like, well,
Yeah.
what does that person want? Like it's not
Yeah.
like, oh, like we know what we want in the end, but
Yeah.
we think about them first. And I think that's
Yeah.
really it's really different. You don't see a lot. Maybe I just don't I'm not I'm like, in a box. I've been living in a box my whole life or something and I don't see it as much. But you
Yeah.
really don't see it and it's impressive. It really is.
Yeah, I think when you tell somebody, that, okay, well, what do you need today? What do you want today? What do you want out of this today? And I think that just means that, like, that somebody's there to help you. Like, there's somebody that's there to help you. Not like, hey, I'll call you back in a week. We'll talk about it in 3 days. And here's my email. You can look me up and just call me, text me when you got something. It's like, no, what do you need today? Like, what do you need to hear today to make you understand, like, what we're talking about, and what do you need from us today, so you could feel better about how you want to go forward, because that's what we're here for. We're serving people, you know what I mean? And I always
Yeah.
put that in there. We serve whoever, whenever, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Like
However,
that's
that's
very
what we do.
it's crazy because like a lot of things I just gonna sound because it feels like we're just talking me and you, but I know like some people are watching, right? Like, but it feels
Like,
like me
one
and you.
guy, which
But
my mom's watching, our mom's watching, so.
but it's like she's the
No
only
cuss
one.
words.
She's
Yeah, no
watching on
cuss words.
all four of her devices.
Yeah, exactly. No cuss words, please. Please don't cuss.
I raised it fuck twice.
Oh
No, but
my God.
no, but what I'm saying is it's always crazy that like we it just I don't know, dude. It's a lot of
Yeah.
like Gabriel was all like, "Stop saying that stuff about me. Stop saying that stuff about me." I was, it's true. Like
Yeah, it's true.
we
It's real.
we do you do this. This is the stuff you do. I don't. I hate to speak like
Yeah.
out of turn, and I'm like, it's true stuff. Like all the stuff
It's,
we do. Like we have
yeah.
so many. Like just being here a short period of time. I've been doing this a lot longer than me, but
Yeah.
um, but just being here the short
Like,
period of time, like
months.
yeah, a couple months. Like dude, it's crazy how we have so many examples of how we always try to help people. Like
Yeah.
it's the examples we have.
Yeah.
It's,
And it's like,
and
it's
we
not
don't say
the
it.
great
And we
it's
don't
not the
say it.
greatest. Yeah, I'll be honest, it's not the greatest business model to help somebody in like a month or 3 months, and kind of like slow down and be. It's not, you know what I mean? But that's not. I don't think that's not why we're in business. Like, we're in business to make money, obviously. Yeah. If you're not, it's not a hobby for us. I mean, yes, exactly. It is a business, but it's also a business where you can help a lot of people. And I think the more of that positivity you send out, the more it comes back to you. And I always thought that that's always been a big thing for us, and then it's a big thing for Gerard too. And Gerard's always mentioned that in his business, when he said,
Yeah.
"Look, the more people I've helped, the more business I attract." So that's kind of what we want to do too. Is like, we want to get more. The more people we can help, I'm sure that'll just bring business back to us in the long run. And that's like, I think I talked about it yesterday in my live. Is like, how can you go to sleep at night you know what I mean? Can you really think about how much of people you affected and how many people you helped along the way? That makes things better. That makes the tiredness better. That makes all the effort better. That, at the end of the day, you really did help somebody and you really did make a difference in somebody's life. And and it created lasting stuff, an impression on them. And I think, every encounter we do, every conversation we have with somebody, we always try to add value to that conversation. We always try to give them something that they didn't have before. And, I think we build up on that. We'll be a very successful company,
I think,
as we
I think,
are.
yeah, I think so too. I think that, I don't know if I think it was you that said it or Gerard. I don't remember. I just know I remember what people say. I don't remember who says it, but it's
Yeah,
like it's just though if we continue to do the things we do, we're gonna be successful, whether
yeah,
it's financial success or or just bringing people together is successful,
yeah,
whatever it is. Like either way,
yeah,
we're gonna be successful. And I think that that was like a really good thing. To like at the time when we were talking about
yeah.
was like really on point with what we're doing because I think we're talking about like well we have nothing on the burner, we have nothing cooking right now, like blah blah blah.
You get those
And then,
calls. We're like,
and
what's
someone was
cooking right
like,
now? Yep,
and then someone was just like, no, look, we're doing great. We just got to keep on doing what we're doing because we're gonna be successful in one fashion or another. And I
yeah,
think that I continue to this day like just today before I left work it was like how's work how's MoBros? Like wow that's crazy. I go I saw you live the other day. I was like really? They're like, yeah I just
yeah,
scrolling press play watching them. I was like that's amazing. That's really cool. Like, did you
yeah,
learn it? And my first thing is, did you learn it? Like, yeah, I learned that y'all help a lot of people. And I was like, oh, it's crazy.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it,
Go visit life, people.
yeah, it's it's just I just feel comfortable here, like because I know what we're doing.
Yeah, and I think so. And it's good. It's always fun working with everybody, especially since I'm way far away, and
Yeah,
and having to talk to everybody all the time. And this light keeps on going out because it's motion sensitive. So,
no, we understand.
but
We understand.
but I think it's always fun to go be back here and talk to you guys and then understand the different markets and they're different. The markets are so different from down
Yeah,
there to up here,
they really are.
and but it's always good to know that knowledge is basic and that helping people can transfer across all state lines. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Over thousands of miles, and I think we'll always push that forward no matter where we are or who we are, because that's where we came from. So I think that's a great thing to
And,
transport
and
up
then
here.
and then just to like reiterate, like you said, like information transfers across all state lines. Like it does. Like foreclosures are real. Back
Mhm.
taxes are real. Like, not being able to pay on your mortgage is a real thing. Like
Mhm.
you I think if we're closing this out, I don't know. But if I leave with anything, me personally, like what I learned is just like you have options and it doesn't have to involve a bank. It
Yeah,
does not. It does not have to involve getting a loan and paying a bank more money, something like that. It does
yeah,
not have to do that. Like if you
yeah,
just come and talk to us, we can help out. I think at this point, I don't believe there's a situation out there on a home that we can't help out with. Whether
yeah,
it's in our interest or theirs, I don't think there's a something we can't do.
yeah.
With the
If you,
team we got, I think we're mainly just y'all three though. Mainly just y'all three. But but
no, you're a Care Bear. You help us out,
but
keep everybody together.
I think that like with all of our help, we can really help out certain individuals in a time of need, especially right now when it's like Christmas time's coming, things like holidays are
Yeah,
coming. And if you're finding it
yeah,
hard to pay rent, mortgage,
yeah,
even if you're owner financing, you're finding it hard to pay on that, like
yeah,
we can definitely help. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like it's
yeah.
getting
I
close.
think so.
Like, what do you want to do? Like, I mean, it's the holidays are coming around the corner, and what do you need help with? What do you need help with?
Yeah,
Right? Let
exactly.
us know. I think if we live with anybody, we leave anybody with anything, it's like that we can help in any
Yeah,
situation you are dealing with your house,
yeah, yeah. And it's just
even
like
if it's just advice.
yeah, and it's just like stuff in the military. You know what I mean? If it's broke, fix it. If it's still broke, fix it. Like you know what I mean? Like just got that mentality that like you're gonna
Yeah.
solve the solution. It's gonna there's a solution to the problem. You got it. It's always a problem. It's always a problem.
Always a
But
problem. Just finding the
there's
right
always a
solutions,
solution.
finding the right
Exactly.
solutions for the right problems.
Yes, exactly. And just putting the right tools in place, having the right people in place, and just having persistence in navigating and just closing
And
out
just,
the problem.
and just
That's
like,
all. Yeah, I see. Yeah,
Atlanta's
Atlanta's
next.
next.
Jeez,
Yeah,
bro.
okay. I know,
Okay.
right?
Can we lock
Okay,
down
we'll just
Philly first? First, can
yeah,
we lock
man.
down
Okay,
Philly?
okay, we lock down Philly, and then we can go to Atlanta, and then we can go to Miami. You know, if we
Atlanta,
then
maybe
go,
El Paso.
yeah, maybe El Paso. I mean, we've got a lot of places to go. So,
Yeah, a lot
but
of places to
anyways,
go.
all right. Well, I'll close this out, Gary, and you know, we yeah, El Paso.
I
We
know,
got the
right?
information. We're trying. Look, it's just starting, man. We're just getting bigger. You know, and
Yeah.
you know if they you know, it's God's plan. You know, there's eight kids. They spread us out all across the United States.
Again, mom.
So yeah, spread us out all across the.
Mom's like, go do your best. Go live your best life. Do
Yeah,
whatever
go
you gotta do.
okay. Yeah, and let's just everybody go live everywhere. So, and that's what happened. Everybody took off, and we look back. You know, everybody's like, "All right, cool. We'll just
Just
take
say,
off." It,
just say United States, Gabe. Just say the United States. We get it.
yeah, taking over. Yeah, it's a big corporation.
He just keeps on naming
Multi.
cities. He just keeps
Yeah,
on naming cities. I think he could keep on going, which is
he could keep on going. He's got some more in there. There's a lot more in there, Gary. There's like up and down the East Coast. We could talk. I mean, it's just the way it is. You know. But yeah, it is what it is. I don't want to spend all day on this live, but I do want to say that we appreciate you, Gary. Thank you for being there for us.
I appreciate you.
Thank you for showing the United States Air Force flag, the
I
best
had
service
to. I was like,
in the United States military. But
in the
yeah, no,
live. I had to do it in the live on MoBros and also on this one, just
yes,
so you, just so you can shut the. I'm just.
yeah, great. Still doesn't matter. So go look out any of the posts that I have on my story or that I posted on MoBros. All those articles I wrote, and I'll keep posting more articles on the website. So you guys go take a look at those, and I've shared them around. Pass on the information. Anybody that's in trouble, anybody that's running
Yes.
for a mortgage, anybody that's behind, anybody that's in forbearance right now that's
Yes.
trying to hopefully something could turn around in the future, but is still worried. Please just give us a call. We
Yeah.
can really get those fears out of the way. We can talk them through what they need to talk to, and then we can
Contact
get
any
them.
of us. Any of
Yeah,
us. If you know any of us, contact any of us. We will help you.
yeah,
Even if you don't know us
exactly.
directly, if your friend knows you, anybody,
Yeah.
contact
Now
us.
we ain't judging either. We've been there. All of us
Yeah.
have started from zero. All of us
Yeah.
have started from zero, and it's not easy. But if you have enough time and you got people in place, trust me, we can make things happen. It's not a problem.
All right, man.
I think so. All right, Gary. See you later,
All
brother.
right. MoBros out.
Later, bro. MoBros.